There is a tendency amongst landlords sometimes to underestimate, if you like, how important an inventory can be. In this day and age where all agents and landlords are required to register a deposit, that deposit is normally held by an independent scheme. We use deposit protection scheme. In the event of a dispute, they have their own dispute resolution service who will then ask for evidence. So if you have a tenant that's moving out of your property at the end of the tenancy and you find that it's not in the condition that you gave it to them, the wear and tear is a bit more than fair, and you need to claim money back out of that deposit, you're going to have a hard time proving that to these independent bodies. With an inventory, it's just simply easier to show and to prove the state of the property when the tenant started it. There are certain landlords also that choose to do interim reports as well, and that can just keep a track of the state of the property throughout the tenancy. So those inspections are very vital as well. But when you come to claim the deposit back, if there is any dispute whatsoever, an inventory is the definitive proof. Word of mouth and sort of hearsay isn't going to do it. You actually need a solid inventory to rely on.
Very good.
Very good. Do you think the level of awareness among tenants could be improved? Do you have tenants asking for inventories if the landlord isn't supplying it?
I think that tenants are aware of their rights these days as regards deposits. So if a landlord wants to be protected, the inventory is there to protect them as much as the tenant, and probably a little bit more so. I think the default position sometimes can be to side with the tenant as the weaker party, claiming their deposit back because it belongs to them. So it will help, the inventory by and large will help the landlord more than it will help the tenant, but some tenants also insist on it because they want to show the state of the property when they move out is exactly the same as when they moved in. There is simply no other way to do it other than a photographic inventory. I think that the outcome of a tenancy can be predicted at the beginning if you manage the property with good practice. So if you set up all your agreements correctly and the services of all your notices correctly, and the tenant's very much aware what they're signing up to, they've got all the prescribed information that they're going to need. But there's also a clear inventory on the table as well that goes along with that letting contract that you're giving to your tenants. Both the landlord and the tenant know where they start from day one, and there's no room for any ambiguity at a later stage. We went to do a checkout inspection at a property recently, and the property was in absolute pristine order. The house had been cleaned, all the tenant's items had been removed. We thought we'd got the absolute tenant, not tenant from hell, it's the opposite. The model tenant. Yeah. We'll start again. We went to do a checkout inspection recently at a property, and everything appeared to be in order at first glance. The property was immaculately cleaned, all the tenant's items had been removed. We thought we'd had an absolute model tenant. That was until we came to the kitchen, and every part of the kitchen had been removed. We're talking kitchen worktops, cupboards, tiles, sinks, the entire lot was just gone. That is something that doesn't happen every day.
And did the landlord have an inventory?
In that particular instance, the landlord didn't have an inventory, and it's still a matter of dispute.